welcome to the spoiler portion of Gunpowder Milkshake. We talked about my non-spoilers, my pros, my cons. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. Really recommend you all check out the film. But now let's talk about the sequels, endings, and what I would like to see in the future. So let's go back to the ending of this film. So we see Sam at this point in the movie as she's protecting Emily. She already revealed that she was the reason why her dad died earlier in the movie, and they kind of have their moment where she forgives her. But in particular, when Sam is willing to sacrifice her life to protect Emily by going to the diner, a meeting with Jim and his whole crew, and they're sitting there talking at the table and having that moment there where I think this is where the sequel is going to lead into in regards to what we can expect for a Gunpowder 2. When Jim's describing his relationship with his son, remember that he talks about his daughters. Now, he says that for the longest time he has all his girls running around the house, but he can't connect to them. So I'm thinking his one and only son has perished, and that was the whole reasons of the film. But I think that in a sequel we're going to see Jim's daughters be the main villains to try to avenge their father, their brother, and to avenge their family, because their whole army essentially was taken out in that diner. So I think in a sequel we can expect to see Jim's daughters being the main villains of the film, on top of going back to the ending of this movie as we have Sam and Emily paying a visit to Paul Giamatti's character and giving him the cookies, but more or less giving him a message that the firm, stay away from us because we know where you live, we know where you stay, we're 100 steps ahead of you all. But I still think the firm won't take that message too well, so they'll inevitably go after Sam and Emily and the Sisterhood. So I think that's going to be a 2-part villain story as we got in this movie, as we saw Paul Giamatti have his goons go after Sam at the beginning of the movie. But I think that the firm will play a big part in the sequel, but more importantly, I think Jim's daughters will be the main villains, and I can't wait to see who they cast, because already this cast is already fantastic. So who else can you bring in as Jim's daughters to avenge their father and their brother? So I think that's going to be what we can expect for a sequel. But hey, Netflix, if you're looking for that franchise, we got the Old Guard 2 coming out, and we've had all those YA sequels. But if you want this action movie to be a type of universe you can build on, I want to see a spinoff with the Sisterhood. I want to see a young Scarlet, a young Matilda. I want to see a young Michelle Yeoh character, and Anna May and those aunties. I would love to see an origin story of a sort of them and their younger days. And hell, you can bring in the same actresses because they're all in their prime. They all look incredibly beautiful. But if you want to go back to like the teenage days and kind of transition to them being older women, I would love to see that, because those women were so badass. So if you can give me a spinoff with the Sisterhoods and the origins of those, how they became to be and how they became to have this library and the relationship between those 4 women, I would love to see that on top of a sequel, because I am so in love with this universe. I love these characters. And again, that sequel with the daughters versus the Sisterhood on top of the firm, and maybe them teaming together to take down the firm. Who knows what the future holds of this franchise, but I will be checking it out wherever it is, because I am so impressed by this movie. So again, 4.5 out of 5 for me. Talking spoilers here, talking about that ending, what I would like to see in a sequel, what spin-offs I would like to see in this franchise. Such a fun discussion. Again, let me know your thoughts in the comments, what you think a sequel could look like. What did you think about the ending as far as the whole Jim's crew being taken out, the warning that Sam gives to the firm, and what you guys would like to see in the future of this franchise? Let's talk about it in the comments below. So as always, make sure if you stuck around to the end of the video, thank you so much for supporting the video. Make sure to like, share, comment your thoughts below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit the bell. That way you don't miss any of my other content. With all that being said, you all have a great day, and thank you all for watching this video.